Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television is sponsored by Potash Corp of White Springs. Potash Corp, helping nature provide.
Hello everyone and welcome to Perspective. This is a public affairs presentation of Florida Gateway College. My name is Mike McKee and my guest on the program is going to find you a job. Actually, his name is Carl Romano. He's coordinator of industrial technology and occupational programs here at Florida Gateway College. Two careers that you may be interested in that are very high paying at this point is HVAC or heating and air conditioning and welding. We'll talk to Carl about both of those careers when we come back.
Your day starts before your feet touch the floor. You listen and encourage, plan and schedule, and work hard for the ones you love. You inspire creativity, help with homework, and somehow still find time to do your own. You are an example every day, investing in her future and yours. Florida Gateway College. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome back to Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television. My guest on the program is Carl Romano. He is the coordinator of industrial and technical programs and occupational programs here at Florida Gateway College. Welcome to the program.
Well, thanks, Mike. Appreciate being here.
This is, I guess, the second time you've been on the program to talk about your programs, which are HVAC and welding.
Yes, sir.
You and I were talking, that's booming. The jobs are available for students that are willing to learn a trade. Talk a little bit about HVAC to begin with.
HVAC, Florida ranks number 3 in the nation for jobs. We have about 85 to 90% job placement when a student graduates and completes the program.
Okay, and it's how long of a program is it?
It's 5 semesters, takes approximately a year and a half, and we have day and night classes.
A lot of kids don't want to make that 2-year or 4-year commitment of college. This is something that they can do if
most of the guys go straight through and they're employed by the time they finish the program, and you're talking about 16 months as opposed to 24 or 48.
Now, you mentioned night classes. That's important for guys or gals that have jobs and are raising a family and can't leave their job.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of guys who work full-time and they come in at night and they get their certifications out of the way and they hop out there and go to work for a company in the HVAC industry. And what we try to do is we don't want you to be the guy running the ductwork. We're trying to give you entry-level service technician skills. And when you complete your 3rd semester, you take your federal EPA 608 test so you can buy the refrigerant gases legally.
So you can, coming out of this program, you can either work for a company, or if you had the wherewithal, you could start your own company.
No.
No.
To start your own company, you have to have a contractor's license and you have to get X amount of years experience in the field in order to do that.
But this is a first step in that process.
This is first step. You come up with great entry-level skills so you can get a job. You're 10 steps ahead of somebody from the general public trying to get into the field.
Now, you mentioned that there's a NAT technician certification, NATE?
That's called NATE, and that's North American Technician Excellence, and industry is starting to require, like carrier air conditioning. If you have X amount of people there, they want at least half of them certified with NATE certifications.
Okay.
And we do, and you have to have been working in the field for 1 year before you can take a NATE test. And we do NATE testing for the people in the field already.
All right, well, we wanted to show people just exactly what was involved in this program, and so we went out and shot some video in your laboratory, your workspace, your teaching space. Let's roll that video, show folks exactly what you're going to learn when you go through the HVAC program here at Florida Gateway College.
Hello, my name is Tim Robinson, and I'm the heating, air conditioning, and ventilation instructor at Florida Gateway College. For the next few minutes, we're going to show you some demonstrations of what you'll learn here in the program. If you are looking for a career to help someone beat the heat or coming out of the cold in the winter, this is the place to be. So let's go along and look at the demonstrations. I'm with Toy Reed here. Toy is going to show you how to solder and braze copper piping that we use in the HVAC field. Toy is fixing to light the torch. This is an oxyacetylene combination used to braze refrigeration piping. He is now adjusting the flame for the proper heat to braze with. You always want to have a flame that has some noise to it. That way you know you have the correct amount of heat. You look for a good blue neutral flame. Toy now will apply heat to the copper pipe. As he applies the heat, he will apply the brazing stick. The heat of the pipe will melt the stick and seal the joint. Now he'll do the top joint. Soldering and brazing is very important because copper pipes carry the refrigerant, which facilitates the cooling of the equipment. Next, we're going to look at some refrigeration equipment we have here in the lab. What the student will be doing today is demonstrating how to calculate superheat. Superheat is very important in the refrigeration industry to protect your compressor, which is a major component in your refrigeration system. Carlos will now use the gauge manifold set, a thermometer, and calculate superheat. What we're going to do next, Carlos is going to calculate the superheat for this low temperature refrigeration system that you would find on your local convenience store or at your supermarket. He's connected the red hose to the high side, the blue hose to the low side, which are connected to the gauge manifolds. He is currently reading the system operating pressures for this unit. What he will do now is take the low side pressure and use this PT chart to convert that pressure to a temperature. What's your temperature? Minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit saturation. Now we will look at our thermometer to see what our suction line temperature is. 34 minus a negative 10, which will give us 44 degrees of superheat. So this system is now operating with 44 degrees of superheat. You will learn as you progress through this program by taking superheat readings and learning pressure characteristics of the system. You'll be able to diagnose refrigeration problems in all of your commercial refrigeration systems. Once you have finished the refrigeration portion of the course, you'll move into the electrical portion. This yellow board behind me here has actual components that come out of the actual equipment they'll be working on. And what students do here, they wire the components up using a schematic diagram. This teaches you two things: how to read schematics properly, and also teaches you the sequence of operation on the equipment. This is Adam Bates. He is one of the more advanced students in the program. Today he'll be wiring the electrical board and operating the components on the board. Today Adam has wired the electrical board with the components. He's adding the last two wires. He's connecting L1 to the line side of the contactor, L2 to the line side of the contactor. Once he's completed this, he will throw both disconnects and operate the equipment. Once the disconnects have been energized, the motors come on, and in your home or office or wherever, there would be blades connected to these fan motors, which would move the air to remove heat or to add heat to the conditioned space. Once you've completed the refrigeration portion of the course and the electrical portion, you move on to troubleshooting. A lot of the work is done in the lab, but there's also classroom time. What we have here today is a computer simulator. You learn to troubleshoot on the simulator before you move back into the lab and troubleshoot actual equipment in the lab. Now, Yoon will use the air conditioning troubleshooting simulator to troubleshoot a problem on the computer. Now he just installed a set of gauges. Now he's going to calculate subcooling. Now he's installed a thermometer lead on the suction line to calculate superheat. This is a very important step in the troubleshooting process when diagnosing mechanical refrigeration problems. Next, he'll go to the schematic diagram where he will use the voltmeter to check voltage on his compressor. Next, he will use his amp meter to check the amperage on his compressor. And finally, he'll turn the power off and use his ohm meter to check the resistance in the contactor coil. This program allows me to put up to 30 faults into the unit. Students must complete the 30 faults before they're allowed to go into the lab and troubleshoot on live equipment. We'd like to thank you for stopping by today here at the HVACR program at Florida Gateway College. If you'd like more information on a great career, contact Carl Romano or Tim Robinson, or visit us at fgc.edu.
Of course, there's more to the program than just that. There's some lecture work that students go through as well.
In the classroom, it's divided. You have it's about 50-50 in the classroom on the computers learning, and then about 50% hands-on doing it. And we found out with the new learning training methods that you just observed on the computer there solving problems, that when you go out into the lab and you go to work on a piece of equipment, your understanding of what you're supposed to be doing when you go over it with your instructor is greatly enhanced.
Now, you were telling me while the video was on the units that they're practicing on, $60,000 piece of equipment that...
Well, this is, you saw them doing the commercial refrigeration on the big gray unit there. We have a brand new $60,000 training unit that just came in from Hampton Engineering, which will be 3 times better than what we have out there now.
So what you're saying now is you want us to do a new video for you?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Let's talk about, a lot of kids will say cost is prohibitive to go to college. You know, there's a myth out there that college is just too expensive. What would this cost? And it's not, you don't have to pay it all at one time.
No, what you can do is you can apply one for a Pell Grant, which will help you out tremendously, and you can get somewhere around $5,000 for that. And coincidentally, our program only runs about $5,000 to get through. And so it costs you about $1,000 a semester to get in there. And if you're scared, you've never been to a place like a college campus. I remember my wife was older. I had to take her over to get her to go to college and everything. Come on in. I'll take you to admissions. I'll take you to financial aid. I'll help you get your student ID card. I'm here to service you and to help you.
So Carl will make sure you're successful and will not let you fall through the cracks as some students do sometimes.
Well, wait a minute, Mike. I can't make sure you're successful. I can guide you and help you. You have to ensure your success by doing your work.
You give them all the tools they need, though.
All of them.
All right, let's move along to the second program, which is a very, very good program that the business community is constantly looking for graduates of the welding program. Talk about the importance of a good welder and what the market for jobs looks like.
Market for jobs in welding is all over the country, okay? And you go through our program, which is 5 semesters long. Cost is the same as the air conditioning program, about $5,000. And you do what you're supposed to do, and you get in the booth and you practice, you can go out and make a tremendous salary. We've had guys coming out. The highest one I had coming out of the program started at $27.50 an hour. In town, you're talking maybe $14 an hour, unless you get into a place like New Millennium, where guys can make up to $1,200 a week. It's up to you. If you want to come in, you want to work, it's there. And only you can do it. We can help you every step of the way, get you through, but you've got to put in your time and you've got to take pride in what you do.
Now, how long is this program? Is this?
Same thing as the HVAC program. It is 5 semesters long, so you're talking approximately 16 months, and then you're out working.
And this is also a program that has day and night classes, so that if you do have a job during the day, you can take classes all at night.
We have a lot of guys who work jobs during the day, come in at night. And another thing we also do, if you're just interested and you think you may want to take welding, this spring semester we're running a 4-Saturday welding class, which will go from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, and that'll start in February.
So what you're saying is that if someone from the community wants to come out and take a welding class, see if you're good at it and want to make it a career. If not, you just want to play around and build a barbecue grill or weld. If you're a farmer and you need to be able to have a skill in welding, you can do that on 4 Saturdays.
Oh yeah, and the reason we started the class because I had a lot of people in the community asking me, hey, my dad died, I have a welder, I don't know how to use it, I have farm equipment, I'm trying to fix it. So we set up this class. It's been very successful and we've had repeat students in it.
Now, is it 4 consecutive Saturdays?
4 consecutive Saturdays. It will start February the 14th and run through March the 7th.
And
cost is cheap. It's $150 and you cannot beat that price.
Well, and you get to learn something that you probably use for the rest of your life.
We get guys, you got stick, MIG, and TIG type of welding, okay? We have guys come in, they know stick, they want to learn MIG, or they know MIG, they want to learn TIG. We have guys who come in, they have to practice for a weld certification, they need some place to practice before they go out because they haven't done it for a little bit and they want to get their hand back. We're there to help you, whatever you want to do. We've had some females come in who wanted art metal. Yeah. And they did quite a good job.
Well, great. Well, the ladies are a lot more detailed about stuff. And
ladies are the most detailed welders around, Mike.
And those are the type of welders that companies are looking for.
Oh,
They want someone whose attention to detail is there.
Especially with stainless steel and aluminum.
Yeah. Let's take a look. We shot a video of the welding program and the types of things that you're going to be learning using some students that are in the welding program here at Florida Gateway College.
Hi, I'm Joe Ganser, welding instructor at Florida Gateway College. If you're interested in career welding, this is a great place to start. Why don't you come take a tour with me and see what we have for you here at the college. This is Cephas Lee. He's going to be doing our cutting today, and this is Dustin Rain. He's going to be doing the fire watch for Cephas. One of the first things you learn to do at Florida Gateway College is you learn how to cut steel. Cephas is marking out metal, getting it ready to cut. He's going to mark it out in the prescribed or the designated lengths for a particular welding project. He happens to be cutting metal out right now for the AWS D11 structural weld code tests. Then he's going to be lighting the torch and making a cut. After he's got the metal marked out, he's going to be lighting his torch. One of the things that we're looking for when you light the torch is to have a neutral flame. That's a flame of properly mixed fuel and oxygen, so it's not overburning the metal or melting the edge of the metal. And then Dustin Rain will be coming in and he'll be fire watching as Cephas makes his first cut. You want to make sure that you're preheating the metal before you get started, and you want to progress across the metal as smooth as possible while maintaining an even and constant arc gap with the torch tip. And ideally, we want to try not to stop. The fire watch is supposed to be scanning the area where the sparks are going to make sure that nothing's catching on fire, including the shoe tops of both himself and the person who's cutting. And at the completion of the cut, the fire watch will put the metal off to the side and get the plate ready for the next cut. This is Cody Stucker. He's going to be demonstrating for us today how to bevel plate with a track torch. He's going to set up a neutral flame. Then he's going to get his torch preheated on the edge of the plate. Then he's going to engage the transmission and start his cut. He's going to have to make some adjustments as he's cutting. Like right now, he needs to make a speed adjustment. He's going too slow. A little bit faster. A little bit faster. There you go. And what we're looking for is, for this particular test plate for AWS D11 structural weld code test, is a bevel angle of approximately 22.5 degrees. We're using a track torch because it provides a nice, smooth, gouge-free edge. Makes cleaning of the bevel a little bit easier and a little bit more precise than doing it with a hand torch. Once the torch is all the way through the metal, he will remove the cut draw stem with his pliers to reveal a nice smooth beveled edge. Now that plate is ready to be cleaned. This is Kendall Hurd. He's going to demonstrate to us how to clean the beveled plate that we have, as well as the backing strip, so that we can go ahead and get our pieces fit together after that. Kendall's going to do is he's going to clean any of the dross and mill scale from the plate. Dross and mill scale causes porosity and other weld defects or discontinuities in the weld, so those have to be removed before we can weld this metal together. So he's going to go ahead and do that now. The idea is to make sure that we're removing all the mill scale from around the beveled edge, anywhere where the weld made contact. This is Joseph Todd. He's going to be demonstrating to us how to make a weld with the plates that we've cut, beveled, and cleaned. Now he's going to be welding up our AWS D11 plate. One of the first things you have to do before you weld is you have to be able to adjust your welding machine. For this weld, you need to have between 115 and 120 amps, which he's adjusting his machine for now. And then he has to make sure his machine is on. Now he's ready to weld. Some of what he's trying to control is arc length, rod angle, which is both direction of travel as well as side-to-side angle. And he's also trying to control his travel speed while making this weld. We're looking for uniform ripples on the weld bead face, as well as making sure that it's penetrated and tied in on both sides of the weld bead throughout the length of the weld. This weld will take 2 to 3 rods to complete each pass. After he completes the weld, he'll have to chip off the slag and brush it. This is Megan Seller. She's completed her AWS structural weld code test, and she's got her plate cleaned, and we have coupons cut from that plate that we're going to test with our bend tester to make sure that it meets qualification standards. All right, now in order to pass the bend test, both test coupons have to bend. So we're going to put them in this bending jig, and we're going to bend them, and we're going to visually inspect them to see if there are any discontinuities. Turn the machine on, I put my coupon in the bender, and then I'm going to engage the ram to go ahead and make the bend. Purpose of bending with coupon is to open the weld up, to actually place stress on the weld that forces the coupon to bend 180 degrees. And what this test is for joint fusion and penetration. It also will expose any potential discontinuities that may be entrapped within the weldment. In order to pass, this weld should not break, and we should not see any discontinuities larger than 1/8 of an inch in any measured direction. and it'll get ejected out here fairly forcefully. And that's what we're looking for. U-shaped bend, no breaks, nice clean weld. This weld pass. That's all we have for you today. If you're interested in joining welding, like these guys, you can contact either myself, Joe Ganser, or Carl Romano, or you can visit the college website at fgc.edu.
5-semester program, and if you know what you're talking about and you can do a good job, you're almost assured a job in the world. But it's up to you. It's up to the student.
It's up to you. And the big money in welding is made by traveling. One thing I wanted to show you, I don't know if you can picture this, Wall Street Journal, January 8th, 24-year-old welder making $140,000 a year.
You know, and I said he's got to be in a union. You said no.
No.
He wasn't.
And he's the exception to the rule at that age. But can you build it up to $80,000, $90,000 a year? Yeah. Go out and get your skills here to get started, then go out and get your field experience and be a good, honest employee.
But you know what? My dad says I need to go to the Tulsa Welding School, Carl.
Oh, Tulsa Welding School? I've had guys transfer from Tulsa to us, okay? If you took our program, 1,200 hours, and you took Tulsa's program at 1,200 hours, their cost would be about $23,000. Ours is $5,000. Plus you're driving to Jacksonville every day.
Yeah, and the jobs are probably going to be in Jacksonville, maybe at the shipyard or...
A lot of jobs in Jacksonville for welders, and Gainesville's another good area for welders. Lake City, you have jobs here for welders. You have different manufacturing plants.
Yeah, but if you want a good career in a short amount of time, come see Carl Romano at Florida Gateway College, and he will make sure that you are not left through the cracks. If you would like more information about either of these programs, you can contact Carl at 754-4214 or email him. Probably the quickest way for him to get back to you is to email him your questions at carl.romano@fgc.edu. Carl, thanks for being on the program today.
Appreciate it, Mike.
And wish you the best of luck, and hope see you again soon. Until next time, I'm Mike McKee. So long.